was an experience. Not quite what I imagined though when you said let's go and visit a mosque. Well, they're coming from those trees. I don't know if you can see them or not. Like hundreds of them. But they're all going in this direction. But it reminds me of something that was like a film.
So I got a mango, what was it? It looks like a mango yogurt drink basically. And then you got a what? An Oreo crunch. We basically, yeah, got like a little butter bun, a little pandan bun, and a couple of Portuguese egg tarts for breakfast. So, gonna dig in. Yeah.
I liked the first one, but it was too short.
Oh.
It was only like this much short.
Thank you. It's a bit hot, isn't it? Let's have a full look at yours. I think it doesn't actually look that bad, to be honest. I think it looks quite cool.
Can you train this?
They let Emma pick whichever one she wanted. So, oh yeah, she could get to pick the one which was kind of stylish, kind of thing.
I got stylish. This is not stylish.
I was given this one. I have no choice. By the way, we're heading in. It's not very young. No, you can be able to. It's fine. So I just found out that a couple have gotten married in the thing.
Yeah, they've
They're
just got
finishing
married.
the celebration. So
And our
our
tour
kind of
guides.
tour guide is basically saying, "Oh, do we want to go have a chat with them?"
And we were like, no, it's fine. He was like, this is a once in a blue moon experience. Look at the little baby, little pink dress.
Yeah.
Well, that was an experience.
Yeah, we're like caked in sweat.
I've never been so hot and never been so worried about not being able to get and an item of clothing off. The longer we were in there, the longer I had that dress on, the more I was thinking, this is not going to come off, because it was a small anyway. I struggled to get it on. Then I was thinking, my body is expanding right now with this sweat, and I'm not going to be able to get this off. But yeah, that was an experience.
Yeah, I quite liked it actually. I mean,
not quite what I imagined though when you said let's go and visit Mosque. I just thought like we'd go in, take a few pictures, it'd be like really pretty.
I didn't imagine you'd be stuck in that. They basically said there was a green section of carpet, you weren't allowed to go outside of it, basically, like a visitor.
It was quite a big section, but...
Yeah, but there wasn't much going on.
No, it was just one big square.
You could see into like the main prayer hall and couldn't obviously go into there or anything. But it was quite good that the wedding was there, because it just meant that there was like something else to... They ended up wanting to take photos with us. All the family started taking photos.
It was just crazy. Like, obviously the tour guide was like, do you want me to ask them if you want to have a photo with them? And we were like, no, it's fine. Like, we're not going to interrupt their wedding day. And then he was like, I can ask him. And we were like, no, honestly, it's fine. And he was like, this is a once in a lifetime. He didn't say opportunity, but something like that. And I was like,
blue moon.
Oh, once in a blue moon. I was like, oh, what? For people to have weddings in here? And he was like, no, for you. Which I thought was really funny. It was like, for you to have a photo with them on their wedding day. And I was like, oh, okay then. And then he went over. Yeah, pretty much straight away they were like, come. But then I thought they were just going to be like, oh, we'll get like a selfie on the edge. But they invited us right into their like
pedestal area where the whole family
like they had all these cushions and everything.
Yeah.
And then so many of them were taking photos. I'd say there were like 8 people taking photos then of us with the bride and groom, and like the photographer was, and he was like, oh, come on,
do poses.
Yeah, he was
freestyle.
like, yeah, freestyle. And then we walked, and we were like, oh, thank you. Walked off from like the bit with the bride and groom, and then just as we was walking off from that, a load of the other like family or whatever were like, oh, come on, and wanted us to be with them in photos. So then we were like, oh,
it's probably because
okay.
they thought we looked ridiculous.
Yeah, and like sweating. We were both just like sweating buckets, weren't we? So yeah, if anyone wanted to come here, you're actually only allowed in there for 15 minutes, and then you're allowed in the grounds for as long as you want, but you have to keep the like gowns on the whole time, even when you're outside.
Yeah.
So we didn't really get a lot of footage because we were just both getting so hot, and I was like, I need to get out of this thing, and I was getting more and more scared that I wasn't going to be able to get it off. I kept imagining they're going to have to cut me out of it, and then I'm going to have to pay for it. That's what I kept thinking. So yeah, very interesting experience. I did enjoy it, but I just can't deal with those robes.
A bit too hot.
It was just ridiculously hot.
Right, so we got back from the mosque. So we've only been in for like half an hour, and it's just absolutely started tipping it down within the last like 10 minutes or so.
We timed that really well.
Yeah.